All right, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another We've Read the Documents live stream. I'm your host, John Brisson. I know it's been a while. Sorry, you guys. I got a cracked wisdom tooth that I got to get taken out. Oh, creamy goodness. No, I missed that. David Knight said Alex Jones was intelligence. No, that's a good one. Hey, Davey, how you doing? In today's Prophet. Good to see everybody here. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to talk with my tooth bothering me. Man, first major dental issue I've ever had. I usually try to take the best care of my teeth I can. But gonna have to get it removed, it looks like. It was a partially grown in wisdom tooth anyway. It wasn't fully in. Being premature, probably didn't have a full developed jaw. But so first I want everybody to pay attention to The Operators, the wild and terrifying inside story of America's war in Afghanistan by Michael Hastings. May he rest in peace. You definitely need to pick this book up. If you want to understand the relationship between Michael Flynn, Stanley McChrystal, two major parts of the QAnon operation, their relationship too with Joseph Robinette Biden, and Barack Hussein Obama, and Jim Jones too as well, General Jim Jones. You want to read this book. This book put together a lot of things for me. No, Suzanne, I haven't got it pulled yet. It's not infected. It's just hurting. But yeah, it's definitely worth reading for sure. So Michael Flynn was a major part of the QAnon operation. He platform boosted a lot of people that Lee Veltman has brought to the attention of many, like Tracy Beans, for example. Flynn was a big platform booster for Tracy Beans, who is a grifter and a liar, and part of the QAnon operation herself, but on the lower level. So let's start a speech that Michael Flynn gave to the Young Americans Foundation, which is a kind of a CNP spinoff, Heritage Foundation spinoff, back in 2016. Let's see what Michael Flynn has to say here.
And we have an army, okay, as a soldier and as a general, as a retired general. We have an army of digital soldiers. What we are now, what we call, I call them, because this was an insurgency, folks. This was run like an insurgency. This was irregular warfare at its finest in politics. And that story will continue to be told here. But we have what we call citizen journalists. Okay? Because the journalists that we have in our media did a disservice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, no one likes Fourth Estate, Flynn, but what's the citizen journalists you're talking about? You talking about the people that pushed your QAnon operation? You know, like X-22, Tracy Beans, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. My tooth hurts, but the list goes on and on of people. Sean from SGT Report, Jordan Sather. You know, if Lee was here, he'd give a list of names. He's the database, bring him with the names. I could do it for certain things, but I'm a little bit off tonight. I apologize. But there were many lower-level people within the QAnon operation. There were some people, of course, that were higher, but were below Flynn and McChrystal, like Robert David Steele, for example. Yes, Amazing Polly. Amazing Polly, thank you, Rebecca. Yes, Amazing Polly would be a lower-level grifter, opportunist within the QAnon operation. So even back from 2016, before the QAnon operation had fully started to become something, Flynn was if you go back and read The Operators, McChrystal was really big on open source intelligence. Now, who also is very big in open source intelligence? Well, that would be Robert David Steele. So here we have Flynn, Michael Thomas Flynn, patenting digital soldiers. May the 4th, 2020. So here we have Flynn giving a speech at the Eagle Council. Eagle, Phyllis Schlafly's Council for National Policy member, Phyllis Schlafly. Member Michael Flynn's also Council for National Policy member. Michael Flynn was giving the General John K. Singlaub Award. John K. Singlaub was CMP, OSS, founding member of the CIA, very deep in Iran-Contra. Definitely not our guy, okay? Tor, you're right, Davey. And Lynn Wood, and Jerome Corsi, yep, Tom, and Alex Jones, but they're still mid-level. They're not high-level. Supposedly at this Eagle Forum, Michael Flynn was signing books there, Where We Go One, We Go All. This was September 15th, 2018. So here we have Lee and I did a show, one of the John and Lee shows about the taking the oath, Flynn saying taking the oath. So this is from Headlines with a Voice, Nancy Morgan Hart. Go follow her YouTube channel, follow her on Twitter. I like her a lot. So let's see here.
I, Jack Flynn, do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Where we go one, we go all. God bless America.
So he ends take the oath, where we go one, we go all. Remember all this. I'm building a case here that Flynn was deeply entrenched in the QAnon operation until we get to the most recent video of Flynn giving an interview on the right side. Okay, so just hold on for that. Matthew asked in the chat who would be a high-level player. Michael Flynn, Stanley McChrystal, both former generals. Stephen K. Bannon, Council for National Policy member, Cambridge Analytica with the Mercers, the Art and Zionist Mercers, who themselves were CMP members. These would be higher level players, within the Grand QAnon operation, the Grand QAnon Delusion. Yes, those would be your higher level players. So next we have. Actually, this probably needs to be put a little bit further back. Its purpose was to make Trump seem like he was our guy, that he was the God Emperor, that it was to lead, it was to divide the truth movement, to have them at each other's throats. Yes, Operation Trust. However, as Recluse from visaview.blogspot.com in the Farm Podcast has mentioned about Operation Trust, John, it kind of led to the downfall of the Bolsheviks, because when you put patriots up there, even though you're trying to co-opt them and subvert them, right? Well, it turns out that the KGB, people started to want to overthrow the Soviet Union. So it was a mistake. Operation Trust was a mistake. Is the QAnon operation a mistake in that regard? I don't know. Here, it's from the Daily Hilda Beast. Will Sommer. I don't trust Will Sommer, but you can back up. If you can check back what anybody's saying, and if it's true, then it's true. It is what it is, okay? So, here, Flynn teamed up with where is it? Teamed up with Jennifer Freitas, and she has a website called The Shirt Show, where hashtag fight like a Flynn, General Flynn merchandise that they're selling. They're even selling Lynn Wood snapback trucker hats, Lynn Wood hats. Well, at one time, Fight Like a Flynn, this website was also selling Where We Go When We Go All merchandise, right there, which is no longer listed anymore. Why do you guys think that might be? So that's weird. No more Where We Go When We Go All. What could that be for? So we have Flynn today, still pushing digital soldiers. I've become a big believer in what I refer to as digital soldiers. The press in this country has done a disservice to what many years ago was an honorable profession, had many serious and trusted journalists. It's Operation Mockingbird. What the heck is Flynn talking about? Because of the censorship and fake news using anonymous sources are so prevalent, we the people are now relying on each other for honesty, integrity, and sincerity for our daily information intake. To all digital soldiers, take heed and continue to push for the truth. Knowledge is power. God bless America. So he's still pushing it. Still pushing it. Still pushing it. DigitalSoldiers.us. Flynn's building it up. Is under construction. Henry McCall, who is laughable at this point, wondering why you don't see these freedom fighters on Twitter. Yeah, John, thank you. Yeah, Praying Medic. How can I forget about Praying Medic? He's a lower level player who an opportunist who was working directly with Flynn, and Flynn was platform boosting Praying Medic. Thank you, John. Henry McCall has lost all credibility at this point, if he ever had any. Wondering why you don't see these freedom fighters on Twitter talking about Michael Flynn, City Pal, and other QAnon accounts being banned. Oh, first of all, Henry, they're not freedom fighters. You completely have added yourself out now more than ever. If people have been paying attention to you already, you've added yourself. But when Twitter banned these accounts, everybody was saying, well, it's censorship. And then they pushed the... what's section? I want to say section 201, but I don't think that's it for Twitter. Is it 230? It might be section 230. Yeah, section 230. So they want to do section 230 reform, which would be horrible. If they repeal section 230, then you would, likely have to put a tweet up, and it would, Twitter would give you a message saying, this tweet will be looked over by our legal department and improved to be posted, within 2 weeks. That's what would happen. My guess about all these accounts being banned was that they were destroying evidence of an operation. And I'm going to talk about, again, you saw the shirt show, you saw Where We Go When We Go All disappearing off the shirt show, right? Then these accounts are banned after the Capitol event. January 6th. You think something's going on here, you guys? I don't think it's just censorship. So we have the right side with Doug Billings. Of course, Doug Billings is pushing the QAnon deception. He's pushing the alien deception with Simon Parks, the New Age deception. Platform boosting Simon Parks, platform boosting Charlie Ward. This guy claims to be a Christian, but yet he's platform boosting and not holding anybody to the fire. All of these New Age or QAnon people, all of these QAnon pushers or people within the QAnon operation spreading disinformation. So he interviews Michael Flynn. So what does Michael Flynn say during this interview? He says a couple of things. One, and he says he's an old JFK Democrat. Remember, Flynn's a lifelong Democrat, you guys. Remember that. If you've forgotten, if anybody still, trusts the plan, takes a hit of that hopium. If you've forgotten, just remember. Just remember that. So what happened during this interview? What else happened that was so big? What else is going on?
All of us. That resonates with all of us. A year ago, I was an executive in the human resource, world in corporate America. And now, after what I've seen the country go through, especially with regards to you and President Trump, having been furloughed due to the COVID, debacle, I started this show because I felt like I had to do something. And it's good to hear you encouraging people at whatever level to become involved. So we all appreciate that. I do have some specific questions that came from our audience. I'd like to do a quick fire round with you, and then we'll talk more casually.
Okay.
First of all, there's a lot of people out there that look to you for a sign of hope that things may continue as they were prior to, as I call him, Administrator Biden showing up on the scene. I'm just going to ask you some questions, and I want you to just tell me if it's nonsense or if there was anything to it at all. Number one, did President Trump ever sign into action the Insurrection?
About the Insurrection Act. The only reason why I posit it is, remember, Flynn was calling for a limited martial law. Lee Veltman and I covered it on the John and Lee show. All right, there was an advertisement put out by Tom Zawodowski. He's got connections to the CMP on the Mooney Unification Church-owned Washington Times, calling for limited martial law to redo the election. There's not such thing as limited martial law. Okay. So so Flynn was pushing for the Insurrection Act to be enacted by Trump. He was pushing for limited martial law, all right? Saying it was pretty much Patriots are in control. Lynn Wood's going out saying it's all happening. Lynn Wood's being platform boosted by Flynn and Powell. Lynn Wood and Flynn and Powell are like three peas in a pot, all right? So Lynn Wood's going out there saying Patriots are in control, the military's in control, it's a military coup, same stuff that's coming out of State Department, spook Steve Pachinik, who said he's practically related to Maimonides. So Pachinik is spewing this crap. He was on InfoWars last week, still spewing crap again, all right? Hopefully me and S90 will do a show for the Subscribe Star in our series, When Do We Start Trusting Spooks? I'm also going to do a show possibly, hopefully, with Jesse Spots on this. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at, you guys. All right? So Doug Billings is asking Michael Flynn, a guy who called for the Insurrection Act to happen, called for limited martial law to redo the election, okay? And had people saying that it was in effect, like Lynn Wood, all right? Listen to what he says now.
Act.
No.
Pause. No. Let's continue.
Nonsense.
Nonsense.
Nonsense. No, nonsense. Flynn, why is your camp pushing it that it was happening this whole time? Why? Lynn Wood? Why? People that you're around that were running the operation? Why may that be? Huh? I'm curious. Is this bullcrap? Why is it bullcrap? Is it bullcrap because Dominion Voting Systems is suing Rudy Giuliani? Is it bullcrap because what's the other voting system? Smartmatic is suing Fox News and some of the anchors on Fox News and Lou Dobbs. And Lou Dobbs got fired by Fox. It's because people are getting fired, or not fired. People are getting sued, or is that part of the grand delusion? Is that part of the working plan to further turn you guys into heroes as you're being persecuted? Because I'm about to drop really what happened. And few people paid attention to this. And you want to know why few people paid attention to this? Because many people out there, as sad as it pains for me to tell you guys this, are still stuck in the left-right paradigm. They're still spiritually blinded. I'm going to show you exactly. I'm going to call out the Biden administration at the end of this. I'm going to show you where all this went to. And so many people missed it because they still want to hold on hope that Trump is the God Emperor and he will save them. I saw QAnon Facebook memes that Trump is being persecuted right now because of the impeachment trial in the Senate, just as Jesus Christ was. That is blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Is the United States military running the country or just is that nonsense as well?
More nonsense.
Pause. More nonsense.
Good to hear.
More nonsense. There's no plan. There's so many people out there is the plan happening? There's no, I mean, we have what we have, and we have to accept the situation as it is. But now we have something about it. So I'll get into more questions.
Oh. Hey, if anybody out there needs a detox out of that hopium, let me know. I'm here to help. I don't blame anybody who fell for the QAnon delusion. Even if you still fall for it to this day, you're not my enemy. This man right here, he is. He is. I pray for him. I pray for my enemies. I pray that Michael Flynn really accepts Jesus Christ. Now, I've been listening to his interviews. Okay, I have been listening to his interviews. All right? I'm still waiting for the man to proclaim Jesus. Maybe I missed it. If I missed it, and you guys can put in the comments section. Most of the time when Flynn talks about God in an interview, it's God the Father and then quotes primarily the Old Testament. I find it a little weird. Just me. Maybe I haven't listened to enough Flynn interviews. I mean, even the Jericho March I was talking about, the Jericho March again. I didn't play it. You can go back and listen to my stream on the Jericho March. Again, he was pushing QAnon. Again, he was pushing the Grand Delusion. Where was Jesus uttering out of his mouth? At least Jesus uttered out of Alex Jones's mouth. I think Alex Jones does a different gospel. But fine, whatever. Something's not right here, you guys. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. QAnon was a psyop by multiple people, Tubgoo. Whether it was psychological warfare and ops by the United States military, whether it was the CIA and the FBI being involved, whether it was the Council for National Policy being involved, whether it was the whole world order, and we're going to get to why he's going to keep marching under Biden. Nothing's going to change. I'm going to get to that in a minute. JSOC was involved in this very heavily. They ran psychological operations on the American public. Now, yes, there were some grifters, and when you have any type of compartmentalized chart, you're going to have operators, opportunists, and true believers, okay? You're going to have that for anything. The true believers, I'm not going to call you Q-tards, okay? I might get angry. It might come out of my mouth. If I do, I'm sorry. You guys are fell for one of the biggest delusions that has ever been done on any population in history. Okay? One of the biggest operations and one of the biggest delusions. So the true believers, though I disagree with you, okay? And I still think at this point, come on, you really just research. Flynn literally just disavowed. There was never a plan, okay? Now, we know that Flynn is as deep in the operation as it can get. Now, why is he doing this? Is he doing this to save his tail? Is his tail already saved because Judge Sullivan just retired? But you guys see that happen today? Nothing gonna happen to Flynn. Oh, nothing gonna happen to Flynn. Oh, no. He served his purpose. And I'm about to prove it. So if you go read the operators, you'll learn that Charles Flynn, Michael Flynn's brother, was serving with Michael Flynn and serving with McChrystal and that whole group all together. JSOC. And when McChrystal was head of the troops in the Middle East. Okay? So Flynn was there. Charles Flynn and Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn was involved in the January 6th Capitol event, all right? Charles Flynn was on the call, and the Army lied first. They lied twice and said Charles Flynn wasn't a part of it, all right? Charles Flynn was on the call of whether or not National Guard troops should be used on January 6th. All right? Now, then Charles Flynn denies his brother. Okay? Now, here's the fix. This is it. And I've heard no one talk about it but me. And I wonder why sometimes. There are people out there doing good work exposing this. Don't get me wrong, okay? But there's certain people that are that can do excellent work, but they're still trapped in the left-right paradigm. They're still trapped that Trump's our guy. That they miss this part, okay? This is how we know the fix was in from the very beginning. Because Charles Flynn should have been court-martialed, all right? But did that happen? Oh, no. You thought Charles Flynn would be court-martialed under a Biden administration, right? Because they're going after everyone, right? In a Biden administration, they're going after all of the people that are involved in the January 6th Capitol event, right? They're going after Trump. Did you guys see in the impeachment trial in the Senate that they're not calling witnesses? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Trump's going to walk out. So here we go, all right? This is it. Lieutenant General Charles Flynn slated to command U.S. Army Pacific and 14 other promotions. That is correct. Yes, you heard it here. Charles Flynn was giving a promotion, okay, after the Capitol event. After the Capitol event, this is January 26th. It was published on whitehouse.gov as a press release, okay? You can go back and find it. He's given command of the U.S. Army Pacific under the Biden administration. Under the Biden administration! Do you understand? He wasn't court-martialed under a Biden administration. He was given more control. Oh no, they're persecuting Michael Flynn. He never did anything wrong. Charles Flynn got a huge freaking appointment. Especially if we go to war with North Korea. But you're anybody who dislikes Biden or dislikes the Council on Foreign Relations or dislikes the Bilderberg Group or the Atlantic Council, you know, people that hate that side of the world order with a passion. And you know what? I dislike that side. It's just as much I just dislike the CFP and Buster Kill on the other side, okay? But did you see anybody who still has any shred of hope that Trump's our guy, who really goes after Biden? Did you guys see any of them tell you, please chat, tell me, name a single person. They're blinded. You guys, at the start of the stream, was saying this is going to be another CMP. This is going to be another John Rouse against the CMP, Rouse against Trump, and Rouse against the QAnon Operation Flynn. This stream was to show it's come full circle. This is where it ends. This is it. Flynn did his job. Okay? Both Flynn brothers did their job. Both of them. God bless them. And that's where we're at. And because people still want to hold on to the hope that Trump's our guy, you're not going to get stuff like this. I cannot catch it all. I can't. It's impossible. The delusion's got to break. Flynn's a traitor. Both Flynns are traitors. Trump's a traitor. Biden's a traitor. None of them serve us, the people. The quicker you guys understand that it's all connected, the quicker we can go back to trying to expose this stuff. But again, at what's this point does it even matter? There was never a plan. The guy that they made to be slightly below Jesus in persecution, Michael Flynn, okay? He comes out and says there was never a plan, and Trump's not in power, Biden is. You've been duped. It's time to realize it. Is there any other questions? My voice is giving out. My jaw's hurting too much. Anybody got anything else? You can still have the hopium. You can still trust the plan. That you know, I saw that Time article come out, literally laying it out, how they influenced the election and stole it. People have been using super PACs to influence an election for decades. The CNP did it in 2016 with the combination of Cambridge Analytica. I'm sorry. The Time article, I looked at it, I read it, I go, okay, yeah. They've done this every election. This is no difference. Oh, they're all scheming against Trump. Now we trust Time magazine. Now we trust the Fourth Estate. It's either Trump is all-knowing or he trusted the wrong people and was duped. But no matter what, it's done. It's done. Trump ain't riding it in a white horse. Trump ain't gonna save anybody. The Republic is dead and has been dead. You have AOC whining, saying that they got calls before the Capitol event. They knew. Both sides knew about the Capitol event. That's another thing, too. You have the right saying, well, AOC knew. She got a call, and she was all, I'm scared, and they're going to kill me, and, you know, I'm you know, hiding under a desk with Rashida Tlaib, you know, and is she really there? Is she not? You know? But they're leaving out that all of Trump's people knew with the work with Seth Abramson and all of them getting together. Whether you have Roger Stone on the 6th event saying he's a proud Zionist. They all meted. All of them met. Flynn, all of them. So you have Trump's side for the 6th event, January 6th, the Capitol event, and you have the left side. They all knew. But one side or the other, the people on the right are just going to be like, well, you know, it's only the Democrats knew. And people on the left will say, well, it's only Trump and them, where they all knew it was going to happen. If you look at the complete picture objectively, they all knew. And so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. The country's more divided by ever. People still haven't figured it out. It's ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. I gotta go. My tooth is bothering me. I'll take a question or two. If anybody's got any. I just want to get back to exposing the people that need to be exposed. On both sides, it doesn't matter who they are. Once they become a senator, member of the House of Representatives, any of, president, Supreme Court justice, they're all compromised. For the most part. Tubagoo, well, people are going to still double down on the QAnon narrative. You'll probably get Trump come out and do something. Either Trump TV or the Patriot Party or something like that. I expect the Senate impeachment trial to go nowhere. Do I have any long-term hope for the country? If we truly and earnestly turn to God, maybe. Anything's possible. The truth movement, Matthew. Truthers, for lack of a better word. People that understood the deception of the world order. They're divided now between Trump's our guy, Trump's not our guy. So, the end times, no one knows the time or the place, advocate for peace. I have no idea. Maybe. It's birth pains for sure. Birth pains for sure. Biden, they're both evil. So there's no lesser of the two evils, in my opinion. Though I will say Trump, as me being a conservative, at least he put forth those ideals, though how fake they may have been. Who are they most likely to push us into war with? Iran would be my guess. Syria first. Syria, then Iran. But I guess we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? And the kitty's doing well if you can hear him. You're welcome, Advocate for Peace. Yeah, don't... anybody who tells you that the vaccine's the mark or you'll lose your connection with God getting the vaccine or whatever, you have mostly New Agers pushing that. That's not true. America Falls, what do you see coming from that? A lot of chaos. A lot of division. Maybe another American Civil War. I don't know. The Switzerland Hunt brothers. I'll do my CMP presentation. And I'll have the documents showing that BS alert, buddy. But you can just Google Hunt brothers, Antigua Bank. Hunts, Antigua Bank, silver, and cargo planes, and the document should come up. Why do you think they did this, GS Crippler? Did what? The QAnon operation? To make people as polarized as ever. So, nah, Kitty's still in here. He's getting fixed this week, hopefully. Yes, China's rising as a superpower. The whole Belt and Road Initiative, Israel, Switzerland, funding from Switzerland, China, Russia. Oh, I know, John. I'm not taking the vaccine either. Oh, no. The Hunt brothers founded the CMP, King. They were one of the founding financiers and involved since 1981. I'm not taking the vaccine either, John. I'm just saying it's not the mark of the beast. Unless you got to get it. Kevin and I disagree a little bit, Sneaky. I agree with Kevin on how corrupt Biden is, obviously. And I want to have Kevin on more to discuss that, since he's an excellent researcher when it comes to the left side of the world order. But I don't think that Kevin still holds hope for Trump. Even though he time will go on, where I'm hoping Kevin will finally realize that Trump just he was a puppet all along. Kevin's right that there were some people in the QAnon operation. Oh, I forgot her name. If Kevin hears this, he could put it in the chat, but if he's listening, or he's got a theory going around of other people that may be involved in the QAnon operation that few have talked about, that would be from the left side of the world order, people other than McChrystal that would have been involved. And I think he's right about that. It needs to be fleshed out more. Oh, I wish I could think if I could remember her name. But we found someone else that might have been part of the globalist side that may have been involved. And it was actually Kevin that figured it out. It's got to be fleshed out more, but I think it's correct. And I'll give him very much props for that. I've done a stream on the vaccine bear for my subscribe star. 2, actually. Maybe 3. I'm not going to talk about it too much right now because I don't want it to get deleted on this channel, or we get fined. But you can go look, because if you subscribe to my subscribe star, I'll do more streams actually on the vaccines too. So, Pennsylvania snow dispute video. I don't know what that is, Kevin. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the news lately because of my tooth. I've been down. That's why if you follow me on Twitter, I haven't been on Twitter much. I felt good enough to do this stream. And I know it's been a while, so I wanted to do one. Nah, James, it's not the mark. The mark is specific in the Bible. That it's the right hand or the forehead. Has to be willingly. You have to willingly accept it. It has to be given. You have to take it for trade and commerce. Like there's so many things in the Book of Revelation that have not been fulfilled yet for it to even be close to being the mark. Now it could be birth pangs to something that eventually would be the mark, but just like when people used to say the barcode was the mark, barcode's not the mark. Yeah, the whole Pollard thing, and then Pollard's co-conspirator. I forgot his name. He pardoned Pollard's co-conspirator as one of his last pardons. An ironic coolness. There's a second guy connected to Pollard. Let me see if I can find it. Pollard. Trump pardon. Trump pardons Israeli spy. Oh, man, what the? They deleted that. Really? Washington Post? At Israel's request, Trump pardons Israeli handler of Jonathan Pollard, a man named Avim Sella, S-E-L-L-A. So he actually pardoned Jonathan Pollard's handler. Hashtag our guy. Yeah, Sean, the mark is associated with worship of the beast. Correct, yes. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless. Hopefully my tooth will be better so I can do more streams in the next few weeks. This is just a test run, and I'm not going to be able to do it. Dude's talking. Yes, it is, Bear. It is owned by Jeff Bezos. XBTVVS, no one knows the time or the hour. I can't give an estimate. We definitely are likely in the birth pains, though, for sure. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good evening.